Welcome to CurioSphere. Have you ever wondered what life would feel like if work didn't control your time? If you didn't have to wait for weekends to breathe? If location didn't decide your income? If life wasn't something you postponed to after? That curiosity is what made millions of people pick up the 4-Hour Workweek. The book doesn't just promise fewer working hours. It promises something far more dangerous. Freedom. Freedom over your time. Freedom over where you live. Freedom over when life actually begins. But here's the real question this video explores. Is that freedom realistic, or just a seductive fantasy? By the end of this video, you'll understand what the book calls the new rich, how they play a different game of success, and whether this idea of freedom is something you can design, or something that only sounds good in theory. Most people are following a script they never consciously chose. It goes like this: study hard, get a stable job, work long hours, earn more, save more, retire someday, then live freely. This script doesn't sound wrong. It sounds responsible. But there's a hidden trade. You exchange time now for the promise of freedom later. Ferriss calls this the path of the old rich. Not because these people lack money, but because they lack control. They may earn well, but their life is still scheduled, approved, and delayed. The old rich path feels safe because it's familiar. Fixed hours, fixed locations, clear expectations, clear promotions. Time becomes the currency of trust. Show up, be available, stay busy, but the cost is subtle. Your income may grow, but your freedom barely does. You become successful, yet increasingly locked in. The new rich are not defined by luxury. They're defined by choice. Ferriss introduces a powerful distinction: absolute income, how much money you make, and relative income, how much control you have over your time, your location, your attention. A person earning less money but controlling their schedule and location can be richer than someone earning more but trapped by their calendar. This is the mental shift that creates freedom. Ask yourself honestly, right now, what would improve your life more? More money or more control over your time? Your answer tells you which game you're playing. Most people live on deferred happiness. I'll travel later. I'll slow down later. I'll enjoy life after retirement. Ferriss challenges this directly. He asks, why postpone life instead of redesigning work? The new rich don't wait for permission to live well. They design systems that allow life to happen now. Freedom is not delayed. It's engineered. Ferriss doesn't leave freedom as a dream. He lays out a system. Not a checklist, but a way of restructuring how work, income, and time relate to each other. He calls it Definition, redefining success. Freedom begins with definition. If success still means long hours, constant availability, climbing ladders, then freedom will always feel irresponsible. Ferriss forces a hard question. What if success meant freedom, mobility, and control, not titles or sacrifice? Until this definition changes, nothing else works. Finish this sentence honestly. A successful life, for me, would feel like. If freedom isn't part of that sentence, the rest of the book won't make sense. Elimination, removing the non-essential. Freedom doesn't start by doing more. It starts by doing less. Ferriss emphasizes elimination: unnecessary tasks, unnecessary meetings, unnecessary information. Most work exists not because it creates value, but because it was never questioned. Elimination isn't laziness. It's how time is reclaimed. Think of one recurring task. If you stop doing it for 30 days, what would truly break? Not what feels risky. What actually breaks? Automation, decoupling time from income. This is where freedom becomes real. Automation isn't about software. It's about leverage. Ferriss asks, can results exist without your constant presence? Automation means systems instead of effort, processes instead of supervision, income not tied directly to hours. This is how the new rich separate earning from time spent. Ask yourself, which outcome in my work repeats and doesn't truly require me every time? That's where freedom begins to scale. Liberation, location, and time independence. Liberation isn't escape. It's optionality. The new rich aren't free because they don't work. They're free because work no longer dictates where they live, when they work, how they structure their lives. Freedom isn't sudden. It's designed. Ferriss makes an uncomfortable observation. People don't avoid delegation because it's inefficient. They avoid it because it threatens identity. If I don't do this, am I still valuable? If someone else can do it, what's my role? Delegation forces a shift from doer to designer, and freedom requires that shift. Ask yourself quietly, is my value tied to doing the work or to designing how the work gets done? Freedom begins when those separate. This book is not saying everyone should quit, everyone should travel, everyone should work 4 hours. It's saying something deeper. You don't have to delay freedom just because everyone else does. The new rich choose design over default, leverage over effort, freedom over familiarity. The most dangerous idea in this book isn't working less. It's realizing that the life you're postponing might never arrive automatically. For the next week, don't try to change everything. Just notice where your time, income, and identity are tightly tied together, and where they don't need to be. That awareness is how freedom begins. Until next time, stay inspired, stay curious,